Maganda Omaga, folks. Good morning. How are you? I'm coming to you from Louisville, Kentucky. Anyways, I want to talk about renting a home or buying a home or building a home. What are the pros and the cons about each one of them? As you know, that I bought myself property, or my my girlfriend Jen owns the property, 905 square meters, and we're going to build our own home. So I want to touch on what is best, at least my point of view. You guys might have a different point of view, but let's talk about renting a home and what are the advantages about renting a home. Well, the advantages of renting a home is a fixed monthly price. You know what it's going to cost you on a monthly basis. So you got that covered. You know it's going to cost you, let's say, 20,000 pesos a month. So you're prepared to pay the 20,000 pesos a month. The other advantages of renting a home is you can leave whenever you want to, but you still need to pay the remaining monthly rent or lose your security deposit. So let's say you sign a contract for a year and you're not happy with the location for some reason, you can leave whenever you want. Granted that you'll have to either pay the remaining monthly of the contract that to satisfy the contract. So if you leave within your 6 month of a yearly contract, you're obligated to pay the other 6 months unless you strike up a deal with the landlord. But that's the advantages. You can leave if you're not happy with the area. You're not really tied down in a sense. I mean, you are tied down for the term of the contract, which normally it's about a year. And then after your contract ends, you can move. You can find another home if you're not happy with it. You can find another location, or you can even move to another island if you choose to. Plus, it is cheaper to rent a home on a yearly basis because the rent will be a little cheaper, discounted price. So instead of paying 25,000 a month for a short contract, you could be paying 20,000 pesos a month for a yearly contract. So those are advantages about renting a home. The also advantages are that you get tired of the location for any reason and you want to move. You're not really stuck on that home forever. Like if you were to buy a home or build a home, you're able to leave in a year's time, or like I said, or sooner. Also, if you're renting a home, the repairs are not your obligations. I mean, major repairs, like roof leaking or the walls collapsing or something like that, it's the landlord's responsibility. Of course, that has to be on a contract, or I suggest that it would be. Now, the disadvantage about running a home, in my point of view, is again, you're stuck with that long contract, or you can leave and then you're still liable for the remaining months that you left if you don't have an agreement with the landlord. And then with renting a home, you could find out that there's lots of floods in the area. Heavy rains can make it difficult for you to get around in and out of your home. And here you are with a rented home that you're stuck with for at least the term of the year, the lease, unless you get out again. Sometimes the repairs can take longer than you wish for. It's up to the landlord's discretion of when he's going to be able to get to your repairs, if you have repairs, so you have to deal with that. Those are the disadvantages. And then there are other disadvantages that you might come up with, like you're not happy with the location anymore. after a few months living in there. It could be the dogs or chickens or roosters or loud noises. You're not happy with the neighbors. You just have issues that you're not happy with, and you're stuck for the remaining of the rental agreement. But again, you can get out of it. The other thing is, you don't know what's behind those walls, the paint job. It could be black mold. We all see a lot of unfurnished homes, and you see the brick, the hollow blocks. The homes are built with hollow blocks, but they haven't been painted. But you see this black surface building on those walls. Most of the time that's black mold. And if it hasn't been painted, then of course there's black mold building onto it, nothing to protect it. So whatever house you're renting and it's painted, you really don't know if they paint over black mold. And as an older person, that can have some major conflicts in your health. At least me, I have bad lungs, so I don't want to deal with black mold or hitting behind paint or something. And those are some of the disadvantages about renting a home. Now, about buying a home, what are the advantages about buying a home? In most cases, it's almost ready to move in, so you really don't have to wait around. You rent it, you buy it, and you're ready to go. You don't have a lot of repair jobs to do. Granted, you might want to repaint the house, so you repaint the house. It's almost ready to go. You don't need to hire contractors to build your home. It's less stress and worries that you have to deal with when buying a already built home. And also, there's no monthly payment you have to deal with unless you're mortgaging the house or buying it on a loan. But in most cases, expats have enough cash to pay for the home outright, so you don't have to deal with a mortgage payment. So that's one less thing you have to worry about at the end of the month that you got to come up with, is a mortgage payment. You just have to deal with everything else. You don't have to deal with building permits versus building a home, so that's less stressful. What are the disadvantages about buying a home? You really don't know how much black mold are behind those walls on some of those homes, because they could be painted already and you don't know what's behind that paint. It could be a major risk for your health, breathing that black mold on a long-term basis. You could be getting sick and not realize it's black mold. If you're older expats, those are major issues you need to consider about buying a home. It's like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still going to be a pig, lipstick or not. So you might want to be careful of buying a home, what is hiding behind it. Also, the structural of the house, the walls. How safe is the structural, and has there been a lot of patchwork hiding behind those walls covered by paint to hide all the problems and issues? You don't know that until you live there for quite some time, and you realize something was hiding behind stucco or paint. So you don't know what you're buying in the long term until something does come up. So that's one of the aspects about buying a home, and the disadvantage, the patchwork around the house that you don't know about until you have lived there long enough. Now, building a home is a whole different ballgame. It's what I plan to do with me and Jennifer's, build our own home. And what are the disadvantages about building your own home? Is you got to get permits, you got to deal with government offices and such like. You got to kill time going from one office to another office to another office, and that's could take a toll on you if you're not prepared for it. The other thing is you got to find a contractor you can trust to build your home right. So you do have to, I suggest, interview 3 to 5 contractors and find out what they've built in the past and talk to those people if they're happy with the work. So you do have to do your deep study, your homework on that builder, contractor. Then the other disadvantage is the time it's going to take to build that home. You're going to have a place to live while they're building your home. So it could take between 6 to 1 year to build your home. But those are disadvantages about building your own home. You're going to have to rent a house and go through that contract about renting a house, like in the first page I talked about of renting a home. Well, you're going to have to deal with that. So those are kind of the disadvantages about building a home. Is you're going to need a place to stay. The other thing is making sure that the land is free of any legal issues that come up. You know, you got to make sure you do your diligence. I can't pronounce that word, but yeah, you're going to have to deal with all that stuff. You're going to have to hire professionals like lawyers and builders and architects, land surveyors, plumbers, etc. You have to deal with all that to make sure you're going to have the right people building your home. Or you can leave it up to the contractor to deal with all that and making sure that he does his job right. And I like my hands-on, so I kind of like to do my own hiring. And if I do get a contractor, I will check on his work and all that as well. So the disadvantage about building a home is that a new home is built the way you want it to. You know, most homes that you buy, you're aware that most of the homes that you are already built and you want to buy the bedrooms are awfully small. I mean, to my liking, I can barely see that a king size bed could fit on some of these bedrooms that they build. To me, it's kind of like the size of a bathroom. I don't like a small bedroom. I find them to be small, so, you know. So the advantages about building your own home, again, is that you get to build it the way you like it. You know, you don't have to have small bedrooms. I don't like small bedrooms. So my house is going to have large bedrooms, especially the master bedroom. And I like an open concept like the house I'm living in right now here in Louisville, Kentucky. I like an open living room and kitchen area where it's all one big room. Jen could be cooking and I could be sitting down in the living room watching TV, and we can interact with each other. We're not separated by walls and stuff. So those are advantages of building your own home. You're sure that your new home doesn't have black mold behind those walls. You're positive because you built it. You're not hiding the pig behind lipstick. You know these walls are clean, new, no mold. You're taking care of it. You're putting good paint that is going to prevent mold buildup, and you're making sure that there is no water leakage or anything like it. Buying a home, you don't know if there's a leakage behind that wall or underneath the concrete. You don't know that until you run across it someday, and it's going to cost you quite a lot of money to fix it. So the advantages of building a home are that. The other thing is the home is yours. Unless you're making a mortgage payment, you don't have to worry about a monthly payment. The house is yours. You don't have to deal with landlords and all the things you have to deal with the landlord if you were to rent a home or buy a home that's already built. You don't have to worry about what's behind those walls. The other advantages of building your own home is you can make any repairs right away. You don't need permission from a landlord if you're renting a home. And if you're buying a already existing home, you don't know what's behind those walls, so you are going to have to deal with those issues. Again, with building your own home, you don't have rental contracts you have to deal with on a yearly basis or whatever you have to deal with. The home is yours. You built it the way you want it. You're happy with it, and you're comfortable. The other thing, advantages, is you can do anything you want around the house. You know, you don't need permission from anybody, no landlord, no nothing. You can build the house the way you like it. You know, I'm going to build a swimming pool, and I'm going to have a nice backyard where we can grow vegetables, and behind that we're going to have a chicken coop to have chickens and give us fresh eggs, and have a vegetable garden where we can get our own vegetables, and maybe in the back have I like goat meat, so I plan on having a couple of goats and way behind my house. And those are things that you can do when you own your own home. You don't need permission from a landlord or the such. So I know once you build your own home, you're stuck in that area. And again, that's something that you have to think about when you build your own home. Excuse me. So when you build your own home, you're kind of stuck in that area. You got to make sure you like the area that you bought your land in and decide to build your home in. I'm happy with the area that we chose. It's quiet. You hardly hear any roosters, hardly hear any dogs. It's not a big community like where they built all these what do you want to call those? Those compound homes where there's 20 of the same homes. They all look alike, and you got to pay association fees, and you got to get permission to use the pool at certain hours. I don't want to deal with that. I want to be my own free person where I can choose to jump in my pool whenever I feel like, no permission, no monthly dues. I want to be able to do what I want in my own home, sort of like in the United States, where you can do and jump in your pool whenever you feel like it. I don't want condo living where you have to have permission to go in the pool certain hours, and certain days are closed because they have to clean and whatnot. I don't need to deal with all that. I want to be my own free person. The cons about owning your own home is you can do what you want to your home. Break a wall, build another section, whatever. Follow the procedures of building here in the Philippines, and you can do what you like with your home. The other thing I like is I can travel. I can have somebody take care of my home, like Jennifer's mom, or hire somebody to take care of your home while you're traveling. And I plan to travel once a month and go out, visit other islands, and know that I have my home to come to when I come back from my traveling. So that's something to think about, you know. I mean, you can choose to rent. It's okay for some people. I don't agree with it myself. You can choose to buy a home, which I really don't agree, especially if you're older expat and you don't know what's behind those walls. You don't know the issues behind that house. You don't know the neighbors as well as you like to when you're buying a house. You have to be there long term to realize what your neighbors are like. By then you already bought the house. Building a house, same thing about the neighbors. There is not many neighbors in my area yet, which I like. So I get to build the house the way I like it. It's going to be nice and roomy. It's going to be an open concept, and you can build the way you like it. No more rental, no more mortgage payment. Like my house is mortgage free. I don't have a mortgage payment, and that's what I choose to have when I built my own home. Those are the advantages of building your own home, is no more monthly payment. All I have to worry about is electric, water, traveling, expensive car insurance, whatever, and the major thing would be medical. I'm living an hour and a half away from Manila, where all the major hospitals are at, so that's not a big factor for me. I'm pretty healthy, so I don't have to worry about my health as much. But if I do, in the long run, when I get older, I'm going to be 65 this month, the 28th of March. I'll be 65, so maybe in 10 years from now, I will have to worry about my health more. But again, I'll be an hour and a half away from major hospitals in Manila. So those are things that you need to be aware of and think about: renting, buying, or building. Again, that's to each their own. That's what makes the world go round. I choose to build. I want it built the way I want it, the way I like it. And you guys could do what you prefer to do. Again, I want to thank all my 1,000+ subscribers. Thank you for everybody to viewing my channel. Again, I don't mind the negative responses and the positive responses. Any response is a good response, and I appreciate you guys writing to me. I'll try to answer as many as I can. I have answered all of them, but in the future it might be a little tougher, so I would answer them through this media, through the videotaping. But as for now, I can answer all your responses, and I thank you. I appreciate my subscribers and my new subscribers. Please pass it on. Again, I'm not monetized yet, even though I passed 1,000 subscribers. I'm still not monetized, and whenever I do get monetized, that's going to be to help the community in the Philippines. I love the people in the Philippines. I love the culture. I love the friendliness of the Philippines, and everything to do with the Philippines I love. I just wish I can speak their language more. When I do move to the Philippines, I will learn. That's going to be my priority, to learn the language. Anyways, again, thank you for all my subscribers. Take care. Hasta la vista. Sayonara. Palam palam. Arrivederci. And like they say in other channels, don't forget to subscribe and like and ring the bell. Bing, bing, bing. Hasta la vista, folks. Take care. Palam palam. And again, don't forget, be kind to others. Help other people. Don't be cheap Charlie. If you can afford, help other people, especially the Filipino community. They deserve our help because they treat us really nice. I love the Filipinos. Adios. Hasta la vista. Bye, folks. God bless you all.